Hi guys, let us understand today what is a polymorphic mapping. So I just tell you here what exactly it is. So polymorphic mapping you can achieve by three ways. One is the one table for one hierarchical class. So if you're having a number of classes in the hierarchy, for every hierarchical classes there is a one table. Here we are having one table for one subclass. So there's a one table for and that is maintaining all the subclass in that, and one table for one concrete class, and that concrete class will have mapping with the other table here. Okay, so let us see first development of the one table for one hierarchical class, how we can do. So let us create one new Java project, and I'll just say here polymorphic mapping with Hibernate. Okay, say next and just say finish. Now I just go fast and I say right click, new package com.example. Okay, so this is the package which I have. I just click right and then I'll say my clips, add Hibernate capabilities, right? I'll say here next, next, and I'll select the drivers and I'll say next, and I'll select the package here and I'll say finish. Okay, so you can see here we have added this configuration file. Okay, we'll add here more properties now. I'll just say here HBM2 DDL auto equal to update. Okay, and I'll just say add so SQL. I'll just say true. Okay, now I'll add some classes here in my package. So I'll make a person class, employee class, and permanent employee. Three class I'll just make. So I'll just click write new and I'll say class and I'll say person. Okay, person, finish it. I'll create another class, new class, employee. Okay, I'll create a new another class and I'll say here permanent employee, permanent employee. Okay, finish it. Let us create the client class also. Say right click new class. I'll just give a EMP manager. I'll create a main method class, so it will have a main method. I'll finish it, EMP manager. So I'll just call all this here and I'll use it. So okay, now I'll just bring the util here, this utility and mapping file, copy to your project now, paste it here. Okay, edit. So Hibernate util here, this is the having the whole configuration, and this cust I'll not make a cust. I'll make some like a person.hbm. Let us say this is my person.hbm hbm.xml file. Save it here and I just close. So I'll have to rename this person.hbm file. Okay, so just rename this, right click, refactor, rename. Just a moment. Refactor, rename. uh, Rename. Why it is not coming? Okay, I have done changes here. I am not using this configuration now. Just save this file, close it here. EMP manager will take later the coding of that. Okay, just try once again. Why it is coming like this? Just save this file first, close it. Yep, now refactor. Yes, so what I'll give here, person.hbm.xml, right? So if you can see this utilities file, I mention here person.hbm.xml file, right? Close it now. Now let us write some code in this class file which you have created. So person, okay, what are the field you have in the person? I'll just say here person ID, string. I just say private string ID, and then again private string first name, private string last name. Then one more, say private int age. I'll just take a integer here, integer age. Done. Okay, and we'll just say right click, source, getter setter. I'll just check all and then say okay. So getter and setter for this property is ready now. Now imply. Imply is a, let us say it is a subclass of person. Okay. Now imply is having, say, private string project name. Project, what project he is doing. Again another private, I have a string, and I'll have a manager name, I mean reporting manager name. Okay, I'll make a setter and getter here, source, generate getter setter. So save it. So I'm done with person, I close. I done with imply name, I mean imply. Now permanent is, I mean permanent implies a type of imply, so extends, and I'll write here imply. So the hierarchy is what? Person, then imply, and then permanent imply. So person is on the top of my hierarchy classes, and then imply, and then permanent imply. Okay, now this permanent imply is having just two fields, say private double salary. Okay, private double salary, and then it is having, say, private double allowance. Make a getter setter source, generate getter setter, just check this. Okay, so it is ready. So all three poso class in a hierarchical fashion, it is ready. Now we'll close it now. So we have done with classes. Now we'll open this mapping file and we'll do the mapping here. How it happen? Let us see here. So just a moment. Here we have written auto create, right? Yeah, fine now. So this is correct. We'll come back to here, and here we will write class name. What is that? Person. I have a person class, right? What will the table? So it will have the same name, persons. Okay. Now next ID is what is the name of ID? Just check it out. I have ID itself, so I'll write here name ID. Just will close it, and then we'll remove this whole stuff. So we're having ID now, and then first name, last name, age you have to manage here. So this is one property, another property, right? One more I have to write here. I'll say copy paste, and here I'll say it is the first name, right? You just check your person class ID, first name, last name, and age. So ID, first name, last name, and age is done. So this is one class, right? So we have closed the class here. This is my one class. Another class is what? Same, I have a imply. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the whole things again and paste it. But this class, I mean imply class, what table you are expecting, so it will create a implies table, and it is having ID, person. This all four field is coming from the inheritance. So person is having this four field, right? So once implies a subclass of person here. So I am having the four field of the person together here itself, and then it is having own property, that is a project name and manager, right? So I just copy this two again here and I paste it. What is that? Project name, and then it is having manager name, right? So this is about the imply. Again, the permanent imply is having all these things because permanent imply is a type of imply. So we'll copy here and we'll add two more field here. This is what type? It is a permanent imply. So you have to write here permanent imply. So class name is a permanent imply. What table you are looking? Say P imply. Okay. Now this will have another two extra field, that is salary and allowance. Correct? Salary and allowance, right? So person was just having four field now. Employee is having this four field and this two also, right? Because employee is a subclass of person. Permanent employee is having four field of person, two field from the employee, and then it is having own two fields, right? So this is the three classes we are having here, right? One class, two and three. So every class is having separate table here, employee table, I mean person table, employees table and p employees table. Done. So I am done with mapping here, right? We'll go to the manager now. We'll close all, we'll close all, we'll close all, and let us come to here, and this part will edit and we'll say it is a create. Okay, we'll save it and close it. Now we'll go to the EMP manager which we have created. Now here what we'll do, we'll just take the session of Hibernate utilities, right? But before taking session, we'll create an object of person p1 equal to new person, right? And then I have a imply e1 equal to new imply, right? And then I have a permanent imply p1 equal to new permanent imply. So we have created three objects. Now I'll say p1 dot set id. So I'll just say here p001. Okay, p1 dot set first name is a Tom. p1 dot, sorry, it should be first name here, and say this is Tom. This I will cut it here, I will paste it here, and p1 dot set last name, I'll say here Tom Bruce, and this is the age, so let us say this is the 30. So created object of person and set all the values with the person. Next, similarly we have to do with imply. So again even dot. So you want another ID for this. You have to set all the values. So you have to keep repeating the values here. So I just copy the whole stuff here, and I'll say this is even. This is also even. This is also even. This is also even, right? And I'll say this is my ID2, and this guy is having another name you can give, it's up to you. Say this is having James Gosling. Okay, age is 31, and then it is having own field. So t1 even dot set project name. Project name is, let us say, online chat. Even dot set manager, project manager name. So consider the project manager name is some uh, Joseph P. Okay, so this I am done for employee. Now next we have to do for the permanent employee. Okay, so permanent employee is again having all these properties, so I'm just setting the value for this again, and I just say here P1 P1 P1. Okay, and this guy is having separate ID. Suppose it is having 3. His name is Tom, or just say here Michael Michael Goss. Okay, this age is he is doing on online CMS something. Okay, he is reporting to Joseph T. Okay, or I just another name you can take here, Melisha T. Now P dot P1 dot set salary, that we have missing only, so set salary is a $5,000. Okay, and P1 dot P1 dot set allowances, just a minute. So I'll just say here P1 dot set allowances here, set allowances is, let us say this is a 500 or $509. So it's done. Now I'll just run this program and complete it fast. It is asking for double, so I'll just say here 5.0 59.0. Done. Now I'll go for a session here, session equal to Hibernate util dot session, right? So we have got the session, just import this session now, and then I'll just open the session dot begin transaction dot begin transaction, right? And then session dot save. Save what? P1, right? Then session dot save, which one? E1, right? And then session dot save pe1 dot, right? So all three objects which you have created here, p1, e1 and pe1, right? So p1, e1 and pe1 I have entered here now, and then finally we'll say here session dot get transaction dot commit. Done. So I am done with all. I need to just run this code here. This is my client program. Now if you can go here and just I say show tables. So tables, you find there's a 3 tables right now. Let us run this code now, and I just minimize here. See what error come here. Right click, run as, and Java application. So it is giving error that inventory person does not exist. So it is saying that person table is not. You see this configuration file here. just add HVM file and save it. Okay, we'll do one thing here. Instead of writing this kind of stuff or using utilities, let us try here the configuration now. So configuration config equal to new configuration, right, dot configure. Configure and import this configuration from the Hibernate org Hibernate CFG file, and then we'll say here session factory equal to sf equal to config dot build session factory. Okay, and then session, I'll just say here sf dot open session. Done. And then I'll say here transaction tran equal to session dot begin transaction, and then we are doing session save, and I'll just say here tran dot commit. Tran dot commit. Let us try to run this code now. If we get error, we'll see something. Run as Java application. So that util was not helping me to do this, but this guy is doing now. You can see clearly here the table and all I didn't create it here. You can just see here sort tables. So I got three tables here: customer, person, employee, and permanent employee, right? And you can see clearly three record has been inserted to our table. So query is displaying here that I just use this configuration directly and did the transaction here. Now I'll just say here select star from persons, one table, implies another table, and another last table that was a p implies, right? You can see clearly here three table has been created. We were having three class: imply, person, and permanent employee. So three table has been created: person, employee, and permanent employee. So that's all about